Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. Tone, stretch, and balance in this full body yoga practice. Today's yoga utilizes various asanas to work and stretch each area of the body. We will begin in a seated posture, so let's get started. We're going to begin in a seated posture, a Sukhasana. If this is not comfortable, you can always have a leg out or in butterfly. And you can always sit on a block or a blanket. Pull the shoulders back and down, bring your palms to your thighs, and then flip your palms up and bring your first finger and thumb together. And then we're going to align the chin, and then pull the ears over the shoulders, shoulders over hips. If you're comfortable, we're going to close our eyes for a moment. We're going to focus on our breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And just checking in with the body, preparing for our practice today. We're going to bend and twist and move all the different parts of the body so we can just feel so good when we're done. Couple more breaths. If you have an intention for your practice, feel free to set one. But always remembering no judgment of yourself. Last deep breath in through the nose. And slowly let it out through the mouth. And then let your eyes just gently drift open, a couple blinks. And then we're going to reach the fingertips out to the side, palms up, and thumbs towards the back. And then take a deep breath in, reach the arms overhead, touch the fingers, and then exhale the arms back down. All the way touch the floor, palms still up. Inhale, lift to the sky. Exhale all the way back down. And then one more time, inhale, lift. And then exhale, right hand to the floor, left arm over, side bend. And then on your next inhale, we'll come up, flow through the top, and then exhale to the other side. And then on your next inhale, we'll flow up through the top to the right again. This time bending that left elbow a little deeper, see if you can melt towards the floor, but keeping that left knee down. And on your next inhale, coming up and over, bending into that left elbow. On your next inhale, we'll come all the way up to the sky, reach the hands up, exhale, palms to heart space. Tuck the chin down towards your chest. And then lift your head to neutral, but draw that chin backwards, back in alignment, kind of like you're pushing your head back away from your hands, and then press your hands towards the right, little twist. And then from here, stay here twisted, reach your left hand to the thigh, right hand behind you, twist a little deeper. Find your breath. And then slowly coming back all the way through the center, palms together. Deep breath in, and then exhale, push to your left. Continue breathing, but take your right hand, reach it to your left thigh, left arm behind you, lifting and twisting through the base of the spine. And then on your next inhale, bring those palms together back through the center. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale them out to the side. Flip the palms up. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, arms to cactus arms. Open up that chest. And then keep the arms in cactus and twist to the right. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, twist to the other side. And then inhale, twist back through the center. Keep the cactus arms, open the chest, and then side lean to your right. Warming up the core. Relax those shoulders. And then inhale up through the center and exhale to the other side. And then inhale all the way up to the center. And then continue the arms to the sky. And then exhale, both fingertips behind the back on the floor, fingers facing forward, and then just gently lean back into those palms and look up. Find your breath. And then slowly draw your chin towards your chest as you push yourself straight up into the tall posture, chin to chest, and then palms towards the thighs. Feel the stretch in the back of the neck. Slowly rotate your right ear to the right shoulder, stopping at the shoulder, and then chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder, and chin to chest. Option to go all the way around. Right ear to right shoulder, slowly through the back, left ear to left shoulder, and then all the way the opposite way. And then we'll meet with our chin to chest. And then bring the head to neutral, slide the shoulders up to the ears, and then all the way back down. Take a deep breath. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, palms to heart space. Good, and then release the hands out to the side. Take your right leg and just reach it out and then pull that left foot in. Maybe get a little bit closer, whatever feels good on that knee. Flex your right foot. Stay tall, keep your sits bones on the floor. Reach your arms out in front of you. Inhale the arms up. Twist both arms to your right in your upper body and reach for your right toes. Now, if you can't reach your toes, you can always use a strap or block or a towel. Because a block you can just even have on the floor next to you or just put your hands there. And then one more breath. Sink a little deeper. Feel that nice stretch through the hamstring, the calf, maybe the low back on the opposite side. And then slowly reach the arms all the way up. Come back through the center. Exhale, palms to heart space. And then bring the right leg into butterfly. Hold on to the toes and just flap those knees, loosen things up. And then from here, we're going to take the left leg out. Pull that right foot in, sit tall. Inhale the arms straight up through the center. And then you're going to rotate the whole body towards that left foot to the sky, and then lean into it. Again, making sure that right hip and leg stays down. Just feel that nice stretch. And notice the difference on this side compared to the other. Finding your breath. One more breath. And then we'll slowly come all the way up with the arms. Exhale, palms to heart center. Bring your left foot in, bottoms of the feet together. Lengthen through the spine and then press your elbows out or just lean forward. You can also walk your hands forward, holding on to the toes. You can bring your elbows onto the thighs or the shins or the floor. Whatever feels good to you. You can always hold on to the ankles. One more breath. Maybe draw your chin down. And then we're going to lift nice and tall. Push those knees open, sit up tall. From here, we're going to transition to tabletop. So you can cross your legs and you can rotate straight to tabletop or push them to the side. Hands under shoulders and knees under hips. Push the tops of your feet into the mat. Cat-cow. So we're going to draw the chin to the chest. Nice exhale, push through the tops of the feet. And then inhale, lift the head and the tailbone. And then exhale, round. Inhale, lift and open. And then exhale, round. And then back to neutral spine. Now from here, we're going to take the right hand straight out in front of you. And the left leg is going to go to the back of the mat, maybe lift it off. Extended tabletop. Engaging those core muscles. I want you to point your left toe and then bring it across the body to the right and just hold it above the ground. And then reach your right hand, your right hand, yes, out to the right side as well. So everything's reaching to the right side. Then come back to center, reach both arm and leg to the front and back of your mat. And then slowly bring the hand and knee to the floor. Without shifting too much, extend your left arm forward, right leg back. Find your breath. And then bring your left arm to the left side and right leg to the left, reaching them both out, maintaining your balance. And then extend them to the front and back of your mat. And then bring the hand and the knee to the floor, back to tabletop, and then stretch it out. Cat, stretch, tuck the chin, round the back. Inhale, cow, arch the back. And then one last time, rounding and exhaling. Inhale, arch. And then find your neutral spine. Separate your knees, feet together. Find your balasana, your child's pose. Slide your hips to your heels. Melt your belly between your thighs and your head towards the floor. Really reach those arms out. Maybe even go to fingertips like tents to stretch through those armpits. Find your breath. And then you're going to spread out your fingertips and you're going to shift your body all the way forward towards your arms. Bring your knees into alignment. You're in a modified plank here. You're going to just get warmed up with the arms, elbows in, slowly lower Chaturanga. Very, very slowly to the belly. Good. And then a very little cobra. So you're going to lift your upper body, pull the belly in, maybe lift your hands off the floor. And then place the hands back down on the floor. Tuck your back toes, tuck your chin, start to push yourself up with your hands all the way to a full plank, and then shift back to a downward facing dog. And then pedal out your feet. Walk your dog. Move those hips side to side. Now you're going to take your right foot up to a three-legged dog. We're going to bend the knee, pull it towards the nose, send it back up, three-legged dog. Bend that knee again and then circle the hip. Circle that whole leg. And then change direction. And then you're going to pull the knee again towards the nose, and then you're going to place that right foot on the floor. If you need your other hand, right hand to help it, push it forward. Make sure your knee is over your ankle. You're going to plant your left foot into the floor and come up to Warrior One. Vyadrasana One. Bending into that front knee. Notice the hips, they're facing the front of the mat. Go up onto the back toes so you can stretch out to the calf and then melt back into the calf. Find your balance. Bending into that front knee. Maybe bringing the hands together, it's an option, and looking diagonally up at the ceiling. Finding your breath. Now we're going to open to Warrior Two. So I want you to step a bigger step back, turn your left foot to the side of the mat, look over those right fingertips, and look and check out your big toe on the right foot that you can see it, and then the knee is not collapsing in but pushing open to the right. Lengthen the arms, look over those right fingertips, and smile. Find your breath. Flip your front palm up. Let's find our reverse warrior, but take your back left arm behind your back. See if you can reach for your front thigh. Finding your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel the stretch through the inner thigh. Coming back to Warrior Two. Now you're going to open up and reach the arms, straighten the legs. Turn your feet out to star, palms forward. And then find your goddess. Bend your elbows. And open up that chest, and then inhale, lift again to star. Back to goddess. Now you're going to pivot your left foot to the back of the mat. Windmill all the way down to a lunge and step back to plank. Lower the knees again, finding your modified plank. Untuck the toes, tops of the feet. Pull the elbows into the rib cage as you slowly lower down towards the belly. Work that muscle in the arms. Hands by the chest. Gently start to lift your upper body. Maybe lift the hands off the floor. A little bit of core and back strength. Place your hands back on the floor. Tuck your chin. Press yourself up to a modified plank. Tuck the toes. Lift to a full plank. Shift your body backwards to a downward facing dog. So we're going slow just to get the body moving. Being mindful of what is going on. Walk your dog. Pedal out your feet. This time we're going to press the right foot in, lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, pull the knee towards the nose, rounding through the back. Extend the leg back up. Bend the knee, circle about 3 or 4 times. And then you're going to change direction. And then you're going to extend the leg up and then pull the knee towards the nose again. And this time, you're going to place that left foot on the floor between the hands, pivot onto the back right foot, come up to warrior 1. All the way up, maybe bringing the palms together, going up onto the back foot, lifting the heel, back into the heel. Notice the difference on this side. Finding your breath, finding your strength, and then open up. Warrior 2, take a bigger step back. The feet are like an L, bend into your front knee. If you need to wiggle the toes and move the foot forward, you can, so your knee is not over the toes. Open up your left knee to the left side. Make sure you can see your left toes. Feel the inner thigh, shoulders relaxed. Don't forget to smile. Right hand to the thigh, left hand up to the sky, palm faces the back, and then slide your right hand behind your back. Reverse your warrior. Finding your breath. Feel the inner thigh, that back right leg stretching out. And then come back to warrior 2. And then you're going to inhale both arms up. Find your star. And then find your goddess. Bend your elbows, bend your knees, lower your hips. And then we're going to inhale, reach. And then we're going to turn that right foot to the front of the mat. I want you to windmill down and find a lunge. Find that low lunge, bend and straighten that back leg. Really getting into it here. We're going to plant the hands, find our plank. Chaturanga, lowering down, elbows in, get as close to the floor as you can without touching, or you can put your knees down, and then find your upward facing dog or a cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Bend those knees, melt into it, press those hips back and upward. And then you're going to melt your left leg down, right leg up, three-legged dog. Bend that right knee, stack those hips. And then bring your right knee to the right elbow. Find your holding that plank for a moment, send it back up, three-legged dog. And then bend that right knee, bring the foot between the hands. Good, pivot onto that back left foot, windmill up to warrior 2. Level out those hands, look over those right fingertips, smile. Make sure your right knee, again, is opening up. Now we're going to straighten out that front right knee. Right thumb is up. Give me a little attitude. Shift that left hip backwards and start to reach forward. Maybe take your left hand to the left hip. Reach, reach, reach as far forward as you can, and then bring the back of your right hand into the thigh or the shin. Open up the chest. See if you can stack your shoulders and go as low as you comfortably can. If you start feeling like you're collapsing in the upper body, just come a little higher, or you can use a block. Another option is to raise your left hand up into the sky. And find that stretch, find that breath. Yoga, stretch and breathe. Breathe and stretch. Now slowly windmill it up and behind. We're coming to a reverse triangle. Bring the hand to the thigh, and then we're going to take that left hand and we're going to bring it behind the back again. Both legs straight, reach the right arm up, palm to the back of your mat. Find your breath. And then bend your front knee. Keep your hand behind your back. Pull your forearm to the thigh, and then open up that chest. See if you can reach your hand to the thigh, and maybe even get a little lower. Optional. One more breath, and then windmill it. Release the hand behind the back. Come all the way up. Pull your right foot towards the side of the mat. Find your star. Turn the toes out slightly. Find your goddess. Inhale up to star. Turn the feet back to the edges of the mat, and then find your forward fold. Bend into it. Reach your fingertips towards the floor. And then start to walk both hands to your back foot, to that back left foot. And then you're going to turn that back left foot to the back of your mat, and then pivot down. Find your low lunge, bend and straighten that back leg. Then from here, you're going to step back, find your plank, nice and strong. Slowly pull the elbows to the rib cage, Chaturanga. Exhaling, and then inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Make adjustments as needed, pedal out the feet. Shift the hips backwards, pull the shoulders away from the ears. And then this time we're going to lift that left knee up. We're going to bend the knee and stack those hips. Then you're going to take that left knee and pull it to the left elbow. Finding your plank, using those core muscles, sending that left leg all the way back up to the sky, three-legged dog. And then bring that left foot between your hands. Pivot the right foot open all the way. Windmill up to warrior two. Extend those arms, look over those left fingertips. Make sure you can see your left big toe. And the knee is not collapsing in, but opening up. Finding your breath. We're going to straighten both legs. Good. We're going to turn our thumb up on the left. Shift your hips backwards, like basically to the front of your mat. Reach those arms, and then slide the outside of your hand into the thigh. Top arm into the, hold the hip, and melt into your triangle. Open it up. Shoulder on top. Option to reach the arm into the air. Again, stacking the shoulders, finding your breath. One side might be easier than the other. Now from here, we're slowly going to come up, engage that core, windmill it to a reverse triangle. So instead of the hand going on the back thigh, bring it behind your back. Turn your top arm, palm towards your head. Find your breath. You can look forward or up at your hand. And you're going to bend into the front knee. Bring your forearm towards the thigh. Open up those shoulders. That's the key here, stacking the shoulders, opening that heart space. Option to lower your hand to the floor. Make adjustments with the legs so your knee is not over the toe. One more breath. And then from here, we're slowly going to come back up. Turn the toes wide, find your star. Bring your palms to heart space. Turn your toes towards the edges of your mat. The side edges press the walls away. Nice and tall spine, and then exhale, forward fold. All the way down. This time we're gonna walk both hands towards your front foot, the right foot, leaning into it. Find your breath. Notice the stretch along the leg. Then from here, you're gonna turn your right foot back to the front of the mat. Bend into the front knee so you can step back to plank. Finding your plank, pull your shoulders away from your ears. Chaturanga, elbows in, inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to lift the right leg all the way up. And then you're gonna pull the right knee to the right hand, finding your pigeon. And then the right foot goes towards the left hand, and slide your left leg all the way back, melting into pigeon. Finding your breath. And then from here, you're gonna start to walk your hands forward and just relax into that pigeon. Forward folding. And you're feeling the left foot and the left knee on the floor. Finding your breath. If you need to sit on a block or blanket, please feel free to do that. Feel the shoulders also relaxing. You can even walk your hands out in front and bring your forehead to the mat, or you can stack your hands. And if you stack your hands, you can put your forehead on your hands. One more breath. And then we'll start to work our way up. And I want you to bring your fingertips to the floor and open up that chest, stretch out that back hip flexor. And then press the palms back into the floor, tuck your back toe. And then send your right leg all the way back up to a three-legged dog. And then bring the foot down. Find your downward facing dog. And then walk your feet forward, find a forward fold. And then slowly rise all the way up. And inhale, exhale, palms to heart space. Now from here, you're going to melt into your right foot, and you're going to open up your left knee, and we're going to find a tree pose. So option here is to bring your foot into the shin or the thigh. You can have your palms at heart space, and we're going to hold this. We're going to breathe into it, opening the knees. Now you have options if you want to make it more challenging. Since we're doing so well standing here, opening up and growing your tree. One more breath. Now from here, bring the palms back to heart space if they're not there. Whoops. And then start to turn your knee forward, the left knee to the front, and then extend it all the way to the back, arms to the front, warrior three. Finding your balance. Now that leg that's in the back, that left leg, I want you to lower it way back onto the floor. Bring your palms to heart space. Turn both feet to face the side of your mat. Find your star. And then exhale, palms to heart space. And then inhale, press the walls away. Exhale, palms together behind the back. Interlace those fingers, open up that chest. And then find a forward fold, lifting those arms all the way up. One more breath. And then slowly soften the knees as you rise all the way back up. And then turn your left foot to the back of the mat to release your fingertips. Take a step forward to the back of your mat, nice and tall. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. And then from here, bend your knees, step back to plank. Nice and tall, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Slowly lower towards the floor, elbows in, Chaturanga. Find your strength. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Soften the knees, press into the palms, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Keep your right foot into the mat, lift your left leg. And then you're going to bend your left knee, and you're going to pull the left knee towards the left foot, or left knee towards the left hand, and slide into your right leg, pigeon. So we'll just switch sides. So now the right leg is back, the right knee is on the floor, the right foot. And again, just take your time melting into your pigeon. Maybe do a little shift of the hips if one side is tighter than the other. You can stack your hands. You can walk them out in front and lower your head towards the floor. Finding your breath. Inhale and exhale. You never want to force a stretch, so I want you to make those adjustments. Feel what feels good to you. Now, after the next breath, we will walk our hands closer to the body. Bring the fingertips onto the floor, lift the chest, open things up, feeling that stretch through the right hip flexor. And then we will plant the fingertips to the floor. Tuck the toes. Good. Step it back to your plank. We're going to shift straight to a downward facing dog. Good. Lift that left leg again. Bend the knee. Bring it forward. And then step forward. Find your forward fold. Slowly inhale all the way up. Exhale, palms to heart space. This time you're going to ground into the left leg. You're going to open up the right knee. You really want to open the hips, bring it to the shin or to the thigh. So you're pressing your bottom of your foot into that left thigh. Find your focal point out in front of you and press those palms together. So again, we can hold this posture right here, grounding your foot into the earth. If you would like more of a challenge, you can lift your arms to the sky. You can even release your arms out. Find the posture that feels good to you, but yet challenges your balance. Every 5 years we lose a little more balance, so it's important that we keep it going. Now from here, we're going to bring the palms to heart space. Bring your right knee forward, and then extend it all the way to the back. I better back up or I'll hit the wall. Find your warrior 3. Leveling out those hips. One more breath. And then take your back foot all the way to the mat. And then rise all the way up. Pivot the legs wide. Find your star. Toes are out just slightly. Bend the elbows. Find your goddess. Open things up. Now lift your right and then left heel off the floor. Find your balance. Open things up. And then both heels back to the floor. Sink a little deeper. Bring your palms at heart space. Find your little bit lower squat here. Inhale, rise, arms to the sky. And then pivot your right foot to the front of the mat. And then come all the way back down to the lunge and step back to plank. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Lower the knees to the floor. Feet together. Find your child's pose. Melting into it. Find your breath. And then bring those fingertips again to tense. Feel the stretch of the armpits. And if you want a little extra stretch, walk your hands all the way together. Lower your elbows and your hands to the floor. Turn your palms together. See if you can lower your forehead and bring your thumbs to your neck or your spine. Stretching those triceps. Find your breath. Go ahead and release the hands all the way to the floor. Lift your head a little bit off the floor so you can take your right hand and slide it under and stretch into that right shoulder. Take your left hand and bring it all the way behind your back and try to open your chest a little more as you melt into that right shoulder. Wiggle those right fingertips. And then from here, you're going to release your left hand to the floor right by your head to push up. Coming back to center. Place your right hand on the floor. Send your left arm underneath, lowering onto that left arm. Take your right arm behind the back. Slide it back. Maybe hold on to the thigh or see if you can go past the thigh. Open that chest a little more and wiggle the left fingers. Find your breath. Keep wiggling those fingers. Slowly releasing the right hand from behind the back. Bring it to the floor next to your head and then push yourself all the way back up. Walk the hands out in front of you. And then shift yourself up out of your child's pose to tabletop and pull the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to extend the right arm to the front of the mat, left leg to the back. Engage the core muscles, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Soften your left elbow, and then pull your knee and elbow together underneath the body, and then extend back out. Pull it in, extend back out, pull it in, extend back out. One more, number 4. And extend back out, thumb to the sky. Lift and open a little higher, look out in front of you. One more breath. And then bring the hand and the knee to the floor. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen the left arm to the front. Reach the right leg to the back. Find your breath. And then elbow and knee meet under for 1. And extend, no rushing. 2, it's controlled and slow. And 3, extend, you have 1 more to go. For 4, extend and hold. Lift and look in front of you. And then slowly bring the hands and the knees to the floor and bring the chin in towards the chest. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. And then you can either bring your feet to the side or you can crisscross them and pivot onto your bottom, extending those legs out in front, finding your Dandasana. Pull your glutes out of the way and then draw the feet and the thighs together, flexing the feet, fingertips behind the back, fingers facing the front, and then press into the palms as you lean back, open that heart space. Options here to point the toes, finding your reverse plank, lifting the hips, opening things up, and then slowly lower back down. Let's do that one more time. Lift and open, and exhale down, and lengthen, flex the feet. Now option 1 is just to cross the leg and stretch it. Option 2, bend the right knee, tuck your left leg under, and pull the right leg across. And give it a squeeze. Hand can go behind the back, and you can get a nice twist. So you can always keep the right leg straight and just hug that left knee into the chest. Find your breath. If you want a little bit deeper, you have a couple options. 1, you can bring your right arm on the outside of the left knee. You can even reach for the floor, and you can even reach it in between and bind. So option to bind if it's in your practice. So you would hold your hands together. Never force it. You can always use a strap. And then if you are in a bind, we're going to release. And we're going to come back to the center. Take that left leg out from across, and then straighten both legs. Give them a shake, reestablish. Feel the blood flowing through those legs. Now we're going to do the opposite. So one is just to tuck that left leg under, hug the right in, or you can keep the legs straight, either one. You're going to wrap that left arm around that right thigh, and then the right hand behind you. Just a nice squeeze and twist. And you'll find that maybe if you're trying to bind, one side might work, one side not. Option to bring your left arm on the outside of that right thigh. You can even just reach for the floor. I always have to assist my hand. Or you can reach behind, so through the leg and bind. Again, never forcing anything. And sometimes a posture that you might want to get, it might take some practice. And that's why it's called a practice, yoga practice. If you are bind, you're going to unwind, come back to center, and then go ahead and release both legs back to the front, straightening them out, flex the feet, and then point the toes, hands behind the back. Open the heart space. Option 1, lift to a reverse plank again. Option 2, lift your right leg off the floor. And then you can lower it and try the other leg. One leg might be easier than the other. And then lower back down, lift those hips. Good. And then I want you to draw the knees open and the outside edges of your feet to the floor, and then bring the bottoms of the feet together as you sit all the way up. Pull those feet towards the body. Try to stay as tall as you can through the spine as you hold on to the ankles, and just lean forward. And push those inner thighs towards the floor. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall. And you're going to slide your left leg straight and the right ankle under the left knee. Lengthen through the spine. Bring your fingertips forward and just do a nice little lean forward. Maybe wiggle the left toes. So you're going to feel that stretch. It can be kind of intense there with the hamstring and the calf. Now you're going to walk your hands upward, and you're going to take that right leg and you're going to place it above the knee on the thigh. I'll give you a couple options. One, you can just hold on to the foot and the inside of the calf. You can lift it off the leg and do a little movement. Option 2, you can always do a cradle the baby, so you would place the foot in the elbow and the knee in the opposite elbow and just rock it side to side. Flexing that left foot, lengthening through the spine. Maybe just hold it up. Feel that nice stretch in the hip. If you have a desire to put your foot behind your head, you can. I'm not going there today because, my leg doesn't go there. Everybody's got a little different mobility, flexibility. We're going to slowly release that leg all the way down. Sit nice and tall. Keep a slight bend in your right knee so you can slide your left ankle underneath. And then flex that right foot, lengthen through the spine. Bring the arms all the way up to the sky with an inhale. And then exhale, fold gently forward. And maybe you can reach your toes, or maybe you just let your hands rest on the thigh, on the ground. You might find a difference from one side to the other. Notice the intensity, how it changes from leg to leg. Now from here, we're going to come all the way back up, lifting tall. Slide your left leg out from under and place it across the thigh. And again, here, go where you feel comfortable. Maybe you just hold the foot in the calf and you just do a little rock. Maybe you can lift it off the thigh a bit. And maybe you place your foot in the elbows and your knee in the elbows for a cradle the baby. Flex that right foot and just move a gentle side to side. Nice little movement and stretch for the hip. Go where you feel comfortable, and maybe you just hold it there and feel that nice stretch. And again, same thing on this side. If you want the foot behind the head, just don't get stuck there. And slowly release. And then you're going to bend your knees and you're going to slide your hips forward. So make sure you have room behind you. And hold on to the thighs, lengthen through the spine. Let's find our boat pose. You can have your feet on the floor, release, or hold the thighs and release. Pull those shoulders back and down. And let's paddle our boat. Let's row the boat. Get some movement going in the body. And you're breathing at the same time, right? And then we'll find our boat and we'll float our boat. And then maybe extend it up. You can hold on or let go. And then slowly bend the knees. Let's hug the knees and see if you can float the feet above the floor. Finding that balance. And then very slowly start to lower yourself all the way onto the floor. And you're going to bend the knees and walk the feet in pretty close to the body. So maybe you can reach for your ankles or your heels. And just let everything relax. Pull your shoulders away from the ears. And then you're going to gently lift those hips all the way up. So you're coming to a bridge. Make sure your knees don't fall open. We want to push them in just slightly. Shoulders away from the ears. And then on your next exhale, lower your hips all the way down. And then we're going to hug the knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze and a rock side to side. And then continue holding onto the right leg and extend the left leg all the way to the floor. And then you're going to pull your right knee all the way across the body. Nice little twist, keeping your right shoulder on the floor. Maybe extending the arm out or bending the elbow like cactus arms. And see if you can turn your head and look to the right as you pull your leg to the left side. And then slowly bring your head to neutral. Bring that knee back to the chest. Center your spine. Pull your left knee into the chest as well, so both knees are tucked in, and rock side to side. And then find your center, extend your right leg all the way out. And this time you're going to pull your left leg over to the right, cactus arms, or you can straighten it out to the side, keeping your left shoulder on the floor. And find your breath. One more breath. And then you'll come all the way back towards the center. And then hug the knees into the chest again, both of them. Take a breath in. See if you can reach for your wrist, your forearms, or your elbows. Tighten up the knees, curl into a ball as you inhale. And then exhale the head back to the floor. And then one more time, inhale, curl into a ball, lift the head. Exhale all the way back down. And then release the feet flat on the floor, knees bent. And this time you're going to walk the feet as wide as your mat and then draw the knees together. Bring your arms to cactus arms. And then let your knees come back apart over the feet. And then you're going to drop both knees to your right and look to your left. And just enjoy that lovely twist. Maybe the stretch through your left hip flexor. And breathe. And then slowly bring your head back to neutral. Start to draw the knees back to center. When you come up, realign your spine. Make sure your feet are wide. And then drop both knees to your left and look to your right. And find your breath. And then bringing the head back to neutral, slowly drawing the knees back up and in. Let's walk the feet all the way together. Feet pressed together. And then now knees and feet together, draw both knees to the right. Just changes the stretch a little. And then slowly bring the knees back up and drop them to the left and look to the right. And then slowly bring your head to neutral, knees back to center. Let's hug the knees into the chest. And then find your happy baby, holding onto the toes or the outside of the feet, or you can wrap the arms around, pull the knees towards the floor. Let's rock it side to side, pushing the tailbone down. And then find your center. And then unwind your feet if you have them wound, and hold on to the big toes and extend your right leg straight. Bend the knees and extend the left leg straight. Option to do both legs straight now. And then we're going to bring the legs together in the center, release the toes, lower the knees and the feet to the floor, straightening the legs. And let's find our Shavasana. Now, if you have anything going on with your low back and then you need your knees bent and your feet flat, feel free to do that. Walk your shoulders away from the ears. Let's turn our palms upward. And find your breath. Think about your practice today. You were breathing, you were stretching, you were moving. You were going with the flow. Find your breath. Feel your body melting into the mat. Thank your body for all it's done for you in this practice and to get you here at this moment in this day. And maybe you start to wiggle your fingers now and your toes. And you are welcome to roll to either side. You can hold your knees in. You can use an arm as a pillow. Release any tension in that low back. And then when you're ready, you can join me in a Sukhasana, or you can stay in Shavasana. You can come up to a seated position, sitting up nice and tall. Check in with that posture. Draw the chin in, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Take a deep breath in, reach those arms all the way overhead. Exhale, palms to heart space. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.